Hello, everyone. I'm Shay Filling, and you're listening to Live with Shay. Today, we have a special guest, one and only Melanie Shah. Welcome.
Hi, Shay.
Well, I have to say, I am watching you all over social media right now. Actually, a couple people sent me your videos, and all I can say is amazing. I
Absolutely.
have really no words after I watched the viral video that everybody's been talking about. Um, Tell me how, your life has really changed since that big viral moment that happened.
It's I find that everyone's seen it. That's the thing. Even if they're not interested in bare knuckle, because a lot of people are not into it because it's not for everyone. But most people have seen the video. Most people will go, I recognize you. I've seen your face, and I go, yeah, you've seen the interview. And then they go, yeah. And then they don't even, most of the time, they don't even know that it's from bare knuckle. They just think, I know. I don't even know what they think happened, but because I haven't seen the full interview, I just seen a picture. And then
Yeah.
so I have to say to them, well, this is how I got the injuries, and this is what I do, and then they're always really supportive and really impressed. So I think that's the biggest thing is that people are recognizing me even if they haven't seen my fights.
Well, actually, in that viral fight, like, even though you didn't win,
Mhm.
that viral moment, I think, put you on the map. And people, there's a lot of negative critics out
Yeah.
there attacking the sport itself,
Mm.
but you use that as a positive, I feel like, to really kind of go out them and say, hey, you know what? No, I love this sport.
Yeah.
And I think you said in an interview, or it was written somewhere, that you bruised easily, and that's just what it takes, or that's just what happens when you're in the BKFC. You're gonna have bruises. Your face is gonna get, like, it's intense. It's not for everybody,
Yes. Hmm.
and you really used that moment, and that's how I found you. Honestly, was that video. So what brought you into the BKFC? Because if I'm correct on all your information, I mean, you're, from what I saw online, you're 44 years old. You're a mother of three.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, how does one get into the BKFC at this point in life?
Well, I think it was. I've always wanted to get into combat sports and um but the time's never been right, obviously having kids and um over here bare knuckles being a lot slower coming forward. I mean, it wasn't always around, and when it was around it wasn't many opportunities for the women. It was more male. So it was just a luck that when it finally did, BKFC did their first event here, I got to meet David Feldman, and I spoke to him about wanting to compete. And then he let me, and just like I went on to the first UK event here, and then I went to America, and I just I've just been loving it. I mean, there isn't any sport like it. I just love it so much.
Now, before BKFC, obviously you're very athletic. What
Mhm.
was what was your life before that?
If I'm honest, I was not doing anything athletic. I was just being a mom.
Wow.
That was all I was doing. So I've been married since like 20 years, and the whole time I've been married, I've literally just been concentrating on my children, and I didn't train, I wasn't fighting, I didn't do anything. It was only after COVID that I got into training, and then really wanted to compete. I thought if I don't do it now, I'm literally never gonna get a chance, and it just came up that Bare Knuckle was coming over here with BKFC, and I thought, well, if I don't try now, then I'm missing my opportunity, and so I thought I'll go for it.
I kind of, when you say that, it kind of reminds me of, I'm just putting myself in that for a second. I I wanted to compete for Miss Pennsylvania USA, and it was
Hmm.
kind of the same thing where if I don't do this now, I'm going to regret that. So it sounds
Yeah.
like the same thing. But where does this grit, this, when I'm watching your fights, man, the only way I can explain it is I mean, I've watched so many other female fighters, but the way you are in there, you just take it and you don't even, it doesn't even look like it affects you in any way. I don't even know how you, because the pain in there, you're
Mm.
just it, like,
I
explain to
think,
me when you're in that moment and you're hitting at her and she's hitting at you and you just keep at it and you, I don't even see you take a moment to kind of back away and like, even when you're watching Paul,
yeah,
Jake Paul, he's moving all around and you're just, you stay put. Tell
right.
me that whole mindset when you're in that, because that to me is
Well,
amazing.
first of all, I get in so much trouble. Like my husband who trains me, he literally, you go like, you're not moving. So, like he's really like I do just like kind of get like one track mind, and I do kind of find it hard to get out of that mindset. Um, but I don't know. It's just like, first of all, I think the adrenaline takes over straight away. Like
Yeah.
after the first hit, I don't feel any pain. Like I'm not even like registering it at all. Um, and I don't know, it's kind of like it's almost like it's like do or die. It's like if you don't go for it now, then the other person's gonna capitalize and they're gonna take shots of you, and because you are just like it's very bloody, you will cut up and you will bleed. The people end fights over that. The ref will step in and say there's a cut above your eye, or
Yeah.
your visions of like not good in the fight. So if you don't kind of go guns blazing, you might lose out. Someone like me, I feel like I would lose out if I hesitated more. So I'm kind of like just go for it and just like
So
see what happens.
it looks more painful than it really is. Because when, from an
Yeah, I mean.
outsider
I
viewing
mean,
it,
I've been hit, like if you compare it to being hit with gloves, I find gloves more, um, I'm not even sure if it's painful, but just, I don't like the feeling because your senses are knocked around. Like you're definitely taking damage to the brain. Like,
yeah.
it affects you completely differently. Like I never find, no matter how much I've been hit in a bare knuckle, I'm completely vivid. Like I'm not disorientated. I've got no dizziness. I'm still full aware of everything. But whenever I've been hit with gloves, it's like I can tell I don't like that. I can tell that it's like it's not really, it's a different feeling. So it may not be it might be less pain, but I think overall it can affect you more.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think that's interesting because, there's, like I said, there's a lot of critics, there's a lot of people that
hmm
talk negative about the BKFC. What is one thing, because you're a fighter and you're in this world, what would you like to say to those people who talk negative about BKFC? Like, what should they, the truth about the sport, honestly?
well, I mean,
Because David Feldman, it took like 10 years to regulate the
I don't
sport.
know, and he's
And
amazing, amazing. Like David
so
Feldman has been so good to me, to give me the opportunity. Obviously, a lot of people wouldn't my age, everything like that. But he's always stuck his neck out for me a lot, and I've really appreciated that. But in terms of critics, I went viral because my face was the state. Like I was absolutely a mess. But look at me, like I've got nothing. Like
you
I'm
look
not
like
like
nothing even happened.
yeah, and I've thought since then, like I've had all my MRIs and my tests and everything, and literally I'm in perfect health. There's like nothing slowed me down. So it's kind of like the viral moment to be used as an example to say, well, that's how she looked after a fight, and she's she's not affected at all. Like I passed all my medicals, I haven't had any issue with anything. I'm probably healthier than 90% of the people that compete in other sports. Like I'm at my age as well, so on top of it, my age should be against me, but and I've gone through, bare knuckle where I've come out with quite a lot of injuries where people are going, what the hell? But I'm fine. Like, so I would say any critics should say, there should be an example to say, I think they're reading it wrong
Yeah.
and they're not understanding that it looks worse than it is. It's like cuts look worse because they bleed. But when you get hit with like gloves, you can't see the damage that's inside. And so people think, oh, they're fine. And then they collapse afterwards. And unfortunately, just last year and even just this week, we've had like numerous boxers just like die, like just like,
Oh,
and
it's
it's
been a
always,
crazy,
yeah,
crazy month.
but
Wow.
like, you don't get that happening in bare knuckle. Doesn't matter how much of a beating someone takes, and the guys especially, like they hit with like a ton of bricks. They're not keeling over. No one's coming out with injuries where they're not able to compete like a couple of months later. They're fine. So it's kind of you got to look at the evidence, and the evidence is there that none of these injuries are like they're just superficial. They heal.
Yeah. How do you balance being a wife, being a mother, training for BKFC, just this whole, fighter world? How do you balance it all?
It's really important that I've got the support of my husband, and it probably really helps him being my trainer because like there's like
That works
with the
out pretty good.
that was good because with the kids and everything we can happen it because um he's with me on everything. So he's with me with the kids and he's with me with the training and that's what I need is like that kind of support. So and then obviously the kids are very supportive and they love they love that I do it. Um so so that's always that's what how I think I get through it all. And then you just like don't take anything too seriously because, this game is like some people take it so seriously and get so affected by everything and you just can't.
But wait, so when you come home, do you guys talk about fighting, or how, like, because there is so much that you're putting all your time and dedication, obsession into this. Uh, how do you disconnect though from that? Because, like you said, your husband, he's your trainer, so because that has to be, at times it's probably brought up a lot. The whole BK, this is your life right
Yeah.
now, so uh, explain to me how you manage all that, because I know a lot of the people that are in relationships in this whole this whole fighter world. It's not as easy as people think. It really isn't.
So, I mean, obviously it's tough at times. I mean, it's always been tough whenever I've had to weight cut because like that's quite stressful on me and my body and my mood. Um, but I just think I don't know, it doesn't seem to affect us in that way because we're quite like um jokey with each other. We're very like, you know, we're almost like mates, we're always just messing around and so, you know,
Yeah.
we don't take anything too seriously and we fit the training in. If I've got no time to train then I don't train. And then if I've suddenly got time to train then we train whatever time that is. Um and then, if the kids are needing something, they come first, obviously. And we just juggle it around and I don't know. We don't. Nothing seems to get in the way like that. We just like sometimes things crop up family
Yeah.
wise, and they take priority. But other than that, we just kind of muddle it all around with each other.
Now
So
you've fought Christine Bison's. That was your most recent one in
yeah.
2024 at Hard Rock. I didn't get to watch that fight. I would have loved
Mhm.
to have been there. Uh, I didn't get into this sport till 2025. I didn't even know anything
Oh,
about
okay.
BKFC.
Mhm.
So, explain to me that fight at the
Mhm.
Hard Rock from your memory. How, just take me back to that moment for anyone that wasn't there. What was it like?
Well, it was an amazing venue and it's an amazing opponent because she's going to be tough as well. Didn't go the way I wanted that fight. A few issues in that fight. A few shots that shouldn't have happened, and so that didn't go my way. But again, another amazing opportunity. Um, and I've been very lucky with all my opponents to get like I've always been given the tough
Yeah.
ones. Like no one's ever given me an easy time. They've always given me like whoever they think is. I know that they give me people that they go. she's gonna beat her. They always
Well,
want they've always given me the toughest because I think from my first fight they've kind of realised how I fight. So they've always given me people that I think are gonna really challenge me. Which is always what I prefer. So
between her and Britton Hart, which one would you say was harder?
see, Bret Hart is top of her game. Like that, she's where she is for a reason. So I wouldn't take anything away from Brit. We've had our moments, but she is a good fighter. But unfortunately, that one was I took that fight 4 weeks after I'd done a previous fight. So I done my first bare knuckle in America, and then I got offered the title shot, which was 4 weeks later. So I had no, I didn't really have any preparation time. I had to fly out again to America. With a full camp, and I was still healing up from my previous fight. So that was really tough just because I had no way of preparing for it. Um, and obviously she was the number one at that weight category. So that was really tough. So probably
I'm
that was
really
the toughest one.
I'm really surprised that they put you, I mean, to say that you fought against those two, that's pretty amazing in terms of
Hmm.
the level to be just, thrown in there early on like that. So I would think now that you've fought against those two, your training and everything since that, I mean, to me, they need to be watching out for you.
Yeah,
Because
I mean, like,
honestly, like, they didn't start out fighting people on that level.
no, I mean, like,
So
I fought Britain Hart on my third fight, which, the fact that she was already, I was her 11th fight.
wow.
So, so this is what I mean. It's like I was put against the top of her game. Um, so it was a very tough ball to try and put me up against her and say I'd have any chance because I was still coming off the back of another fight. So I couldn't even, as I said, I couldn't even prepare. I didn't even have a fight camp. So, so it was a tall order. But I mean, like, I take that as a compliment as to how I've come across in this sport. People is that they've always put me with really tough opponents. They've never given me an easy time. And any time there's been talk of an easier opponent, they've quickly switched their mind and said, no, no, you're going to fight her instead. They've never kept it an easy road for me. And even the opponent I got given, that I was getting offered in November, unfortunately, I didn't get to take it. Like another really tough fighter with way more fights than me under her belt. Um, and it would have been a really, really interesting one, actually. Um, so I just take it as a compliment that they don't see me as an easy girl. So, um, and they're always wait. I think they always hang on to give me fights when they can really give me a challenge. So, um, I'll be waiting for the next
Hopefully,
one.
I mean, I know you said something about your fight was supposed to be November, but
Yeah.
hopefully there's going to be something coming up soon. I see you training
Mm,
so hard.
yeah.
Do you think it would probably be in the Hard Rock again, or most
Well,
likely,
I,
or
I don't think I think they've got certain fighters with certain states because obviously it makes sense to have people from those locations fighting. So um that's like a place for certain fighters. So I think it's always a juggle where they put me, because obviously I'm the UK. So
okay?
they put me with opponents that are strong in their area. So it probably just works whatever whoever is gonna hold that area and then take on a girl from the UK. So there's a lot of juggling around, and as I also one of the reasons I've had to hold off fighting is because I've changed my weight category. Because they
Mhm.
used to give me the 115, which is a really hard weight for me to cut to,
Wow.
because like I don't walk around that weight at all, so it's really tough for me. So I said no more. I said I'm fighting higher weight now because I don't want to be cutting like silly weight and then
Yeah.
trying to compete on that. Um, so hopefully I'll get there's some girls at the new weight who are really tough. So I probably will get like one of them.
Yeah.
So
What was I gonna say? Uh, shoot. What would be what is the weight that you would want to be at? Because
so
115, that's so yeah, that's
yeah, so it just to say I walk around at like 140. So when I've had to cut, I'm like literally cutting all my muscle, all my weight. It's such a tough weight for me to do. Um, and I've sometimes done that on really short notice. I've said minimum 125, can do 125. Um, but really I want to do like 135. So my fight in November would have been a 135 fight. So
okay.
it would have been a good one. Um, just scheduling didn't work out. But there is other talks and going on. So hopefully I can get
Well, it's probably
something.
for the best. You can
Yeah,
just keep training, and honestly, the right. I would say, people need to be watching out for you because there's always that next big person, and I keep an eye on the people that are really like I've mentioned at press conferences. Leonardo Perdomo. I don't know if you follow him. He's a very big person they're talking about in Miami for Cuba, and there's a lot of big people, Big Ben. What's your thoughts on the $25 million tournament that David Feldman has been talking about for some time now? And also, specifically, is that for all the fighters, men and women, or just men? I was just
now as
confirming.
far as I'm aware, it's just a male one. I'm
Oh,
not sure if there's talks of doing female one
I
after
wonder
it.
why that is. They should
But
incorporate women.
I suppose it would just be like how to like they would probably want to do the men first and then the females and then see how it goes. Um, but it'll be an interesting one to see how that goes, and then see if they continue on for the women as well. Because it but I don't know how it's working with weight categories or whether I'll have to see how they play it out. I don't know exactly all the details. So hopefully it will be like across the board, so everyone gets a fair shot.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it will be a good one to do for the women as well.
What is now outside of the fighting world, what is one thing that you want your fans and people out there watching you to know?
And now, so that's a hard one because, like, the next thing I'd like them to know. I mean, I think I'd like them to understand bare knuckle a bit more, to understand, you know, the differences between other combat sports and maybe stop judging it the way that they judge it with the kind of the blood and because of how it looks and maybe understand that, they used to say the same about MMA. They used to have loads of issues with it and that's some would say that's more popular than boxing at the moment. So it's kind of like, they need to know more about it and there's a lot of people that make comments and say things and I don't think they bother to find out anything about it before they have an opinion.
Yeah.
And I'd always say this is that for everyone that's got like a negative opinion on it or anyone that wants to say something rude about someone competing in it, like half the people that say things they wouldn't dare do it. They
Yeah.
wouldn't they wouldn't dare step in the ring. Bare knuckle is like it's you know, for guts I'd say it's the top, in all combat sports. There's no bigger difference than doing a bare knuckle. Even if you're rubbish at it, even if you like, you go down in the first 10 seconds and you can't fight. If you get into a bare knuckle ring, you're on a different level of like, you know, having courage in a sport because it is like um it is completely different to anything else and there's no safety net and there's nowhere to like hide and there's no padding and so you have to give respect to the people that do it.
Yeah.
um even if you don't agree with it, even if you don't like it, or even if you think someone's not very good, because you know it's a different level of determination and like courage that to do that kind of sport.
When you're in that zone, let's say, like I think you've said before, like there's, in the women's sports, there is drama, there is catty people, how women can get
Yeah,
very competitive, and they try to get in your mind. And you watch these at the press, I've been at many press conferences, and you see them when you're doing that stare off, and there's some, they're talking to you, they're trying to get in your mind. Like, how do you deal with that at times when there is that drama, and you just want to, you're like, how do you keep yourself mentally so just in that zone, nothing getting to you? Because sometimes it can be like that with women in this sport.
yeah. I mean, within the bare knuckle, I've never had any issues before the fight. It's always been, unfortunately, after the fight. It's always been afterwards. It's like, you know, um, and that's even whether I've won or lost. It's like, does that my opponents always seem to get really like happy and just like kind of, just really like just everything you wouldn't want like women to do to each other in a sport. It's like kind of they always seem to end up doing that, and it's kind of really just like I'm not that kind of person, so I kind of just like you know
Yeah.
I just kind of go
You
I'm
seem
not
very
like
chill, like just go
yeah
with
I'm
the
just like
flow. You're
I'm just like
not.
not the first to turn around and say I respect everyone I've gotten in the ring with in bare knuckle, and like because I respect them fighting me, whether they've won or lost, or whether I agree with how they've done stuff. I respect them. And especially it doesn't go two ways. They don't seem to have their respect for me. So they've always got things to say and comments and just
Yeah.
just like unnecessary kind of attitude. So, but I'm sick. I don't know.
If Conor McGregor was sitting cage side at your next fight, let's say, what is one thing you would want to show him about your fighting style? Just had to put that out there.
I don't know. I'm not sure how he take it. I'm not sure because Connor's like a top level fighter. Like he's high skill level. So he might like what I do, or he might think, gosh, is that moving very much? Is that moving? Like he might be like, she's just standing there getting hit. But like I would like to think that the respect he has for bare knuckle, he probably is go, she's a brawler, and I'd like him to think, yeah, she went for it, and like look at all that blood, and he'd just be like, yeah, that's good. Because I think Conor McGregor is one of the people that has come from a different combat sports and he seems to really understand bare knuckle. He's different, but what you have to respect it for. It's not always the most skillful, but that's the reason why it's different to boxing. It's something different. It's a different kind of fighting.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone. And so I just want him to go to definitely for the sport.
My last two questions. One, who do you want to fight against? Who would be the dream fight for you if you could pick anybody? And two, uh obviously everybody's asked that question. Oh, what do you want your legacy, or what is the ultimate vision you see yourself in the BKFC that you want everybody to know right now?
Mm. Well, in terms of dream opponent, I don't have one person. I just like to be always challenged. So I never want people to go around and say, "Oh, they gave her an easy fight," or they gave her that because they wanted her to win. I always want them to say, "We're gonna get literally, I'm gonna start just gonna get grabbed by that guy. That guy's gonna beat her." And then it's like, yeah, I might, but I'm gonna do a good job. So
Yeah.
I'm always happy to be challenged. I don't need an easy fight or an easy opponent. I'm just, and I just want someone that I'm going to respect. Um, and in terms of legacy, well, without being big-headed, I like to think that I've started that legacy by, you know, being able to be the first UK female fighting in America and headlining, also fighting in the UK as well, um, for bare knuckle. And I like to just hope that I'm making other women think that it's possible. It's possible to enter this sport if they didn't think that it was for them. Because I don't look like a bare knuckle fighter. Like no one ever comes across me and goes, "You're exactly what we thought a bare knuckle fighter would look like." So you know, I'm just really a mum. So I like to think that I'm encouraging other women to think, you know, that if you're interested to think, you know what, I'll challenge myself and have a go. Um, and also at my age, because there's not many people that
Whatever you're doing, you need to let us all know because you look really good. Honest to God, I would have never thought you were 44. I swear to God,
thank you.
you look good.
But
The working out must be it because that,
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I work out a lot. I just recommend weights is the way to go. It's like don't do the other stuff. It's weights that has an impact on your body and how you look and how you feel. Um, and obviously I keep my nutrition really good. Um, not really strict, but just good. Um, and then but like I like most people would have said like a woman in her 40s shouldn't become a pro fighter and can't. And you know, a lot of people like are shocked that I'm in my 40s because I didn't start pro fighting until my 40s. And I didn't start competing at all until my 40s, let alone anything else. But like pro fighting, like I started in my 40s and so I'm 44 now. Um, and then all my opponents have been, you know, sometimes 10, 15 years younger than me. Um,
Wow.
and so like I like to just challenge that idea that there's this really strict path that's for everyone. And I like people to think that actually, you know what, they've still got time and they've still got opportunities that they can go for. And don't let other people tell you no because it's got to be your life. Um, you know, the no that I always say is like, you know, it's better to try and fail than not try and then regret because you know you can't turn back time and do it all again.
I think that is so amazing. I really have a lot of respect for you because to
Thank you.
me, like hearing that, that's I just think I that is so awesome that you're really doing it. You're not just like, people say, "Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that." You're actually making it happen, regardless of age or anything. You're an inspiration, and I think uh, your time will come because you are still so new to the sport, and these other women, I mean, they got to watch out for you.
Mm,
I'm telling you, after watching those replays, if you haven't watched her fights, you need to go watch the fight. It's
thank you.
intense. And I love what you're doing for the sport. I think it's awesome. And we need more female fighters like you. We really do. I think you're such a great role model for all the other women watching. And what would you like to say to all your fans who have been with you since day one right now?
Well, I just want to say thank you because like I do have fans that have been with me through day one, and I just appreciate it when someone gets me and they understand that um that what I'm about and like what's important to me, and they understand that you know number one, it's my children. You know, I'm a mum, and that's number one in my life, and I'm a wife, and that I'm doing this for the right reasons. I'm not doing them for, although I'm doing it for myself, I'm not doing it for shallow reasons. Like, I don't want to do
Yeah.
it so that, like, to show off. I'm kind of doing it to prove things that other people say you can't do. And it's not just for me, it is to say to other people, you know, you can do things that they say you can't do. And I've had people say to me, I've got some. followers and fans that have said that that have made them think things are possible for them that they wouldn't have thought that they could have done. And it doesn't have to be fighting, it could be anything, but there's too many people that like to put you in a box and say, you know, this is your age, so you can't do this, or you can do this, or you look a certain way. I mean, you know, unfortunately, with women, we get judged a lot on looks, and I'm
Yeah.
not about that either. It's just like I'll come out looking like a rag doll, and it doesn't bother me. I'll be out there and I'll be going, "Oh, gosh, it looks like this," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm not trying to do something else. I'm doing a bare knuckle fight." Like, and then they're like, "But she doesn't look as pretty as the other girl." And it's like, that's what you're looking for. I'm doing about like it's really like I find it really like so shallow and weird that that's what people are talking about and I'm just like forget all that. It's not important and just like I'm hopefully showing other women that that have the same kind of issues and that I just forget what everyone says and there'll be people that will see your truth and there'll be people that don't, or there'll be people that see your truth that want to put you down to it. So you just got to do what works for you and what makes you happy.
I believe there was a fight where they brought up that you had this smile. I forget which fight particular, if it was your most recent fight, but they mentioned your smile in that fight, and you were all bruised up, all that, but you had this smile on your face.
Yeah.
That to me is it's like the love that you have for the sport, that you love it, you're enjoying every second, and I just think it's like it's powerful. It is like I think you truly do love BKFC. You
Oh, I do. I do. I love BKFC and I do truly love my opponents in BKFC. Like I've fallen out with all of them, but not because I wanted to, because it's just that's the way it goes. But like
yeah.
at the end of the day, it's like I can't have a fight if I don't have an opponent. And I think it's a shame that there has to be so much like animosity together and you can't just like
Well,
enjoy
it
what you're
makes
doing.
good. It's entertainment. People love it.
Yeah,
They
I
like the
know, but I don't like falling out with people I just like to do the fight and then just go, oh, wasn't that fun? Wasn't that good? Like that was really good. We did this and do that and and let's do the next one and so each other around and I'm a bit like maybe I'm like really naive about it, but I just think like we can all just be like really happy for each other and like that's how I see it. So I
yeah.
get I'm just really like a little bit like annoyed, upset that like every time I've had a fight that like I fell out with my opponent. It's just like oh, it's not needed. Like I prefer to be able to say you beat me fair and square or I beat you and we're going for the next one and then for my next one and then and kind of enjoy what we're doing because I think more than for the men because the men deal with it just even seem to they seem fine because I know they have a drink.
Yeah.
Like the women they batter each other and then they get like and then they start like
Yeah.
tweeting on each other and it's like why can't we be like the men? Like, why can't we just be cool about it? Why can't we say, you know
Exactly.
what? We did a really good thing and we're pushing boundaries and we're showing we can do it. And we always I think we let ourselves down. We let ourselves down by getting into that same catty, bitchy, women
Yeah.
just have to argue with each other kind of you know, mindset. And it's just like the men are just like, I really watch them and I get so jealous that they're like, they batter each other and they give each other hugs and then they're posing, having a fight, and then they're going like, oh, we've got in a room, stop facing, smiling, and then we're there going, well, it's such a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Well,
like, it's just a shame.
Well, you're around a lot of men. Like the men, everyone you're around is probably all men training, and that's what
Yeah,
you're used to. But you could be the example for the other women to how to deal with all that and to represent for the women. But overall, I please let me know whenever your next fight is. I
Well,
wish I wish it was at the Hard Rock. I'd be front row. But yeah, keep me updated on your
yeah.
fights, everything that's happening for you. I'm gonna put this on social media. Where can everybody find you and keep up to date on everything Melanie Shah?
Well, I'm on Instagram, so you follow me. Yeah, hopefully you follow me on there. If you don't, then follow. I'd appreciate it. Everything goes on there, and then like just wait for the next announcement. I mean, hopefully soon, New Year.
Yeah.
So looking
Happy
forward
New
to it.
Year.
Happy
And
New
I
Year to
love
you.
and love the gym, like watching you in the zone with your workout sessions. Keep
Yeah.
doing that, girl. Motivate us all to hit that gym.
Yeah, I do. I do. Like that's the thing for like just for your sanity. The gym is just great. I'm just like that. That is like it's double. Like it works on your mind as well as your body. So I
Exactly.
recommend it to everyone. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time. You're awesome.
Thank you.
It's an honor, and I can't wait to see everything that you keep doing for BKFC and everything in the sport. So I wish you the best.
Thank you
I'll
ever so much.
keep me posted on the fight.
All right.
I can't wait. All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.